Hello everyone, I hope today is treating you so well. Today is super windy outside. I hope I don't get blown away, but that's neither here nor there. Today I'm here to do a casual review on Super Mario World. I've been talking a lot about Mario lately, and I guess it's pretty appropriate because of the 35th anniversary. Happy anniversary, Mario. It's a little well-known title. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. To me, it is probably the most prevalent game in my life, so I'm sure this little casual review will be full of unbiased opinions and facts, and absolutely no nostalgia will be affecting what I say here throughout the whole episode. Oh geez, where do I start with this game? I guess I'll just start with my history at the very beginning of this game. Now, growing up, we did not own a Super Nintendo, unfortunately, but I did know pretty much everyone around me had one. So I have really early memories of going to my neighbor's house and we would play it. And we're just little kids at the time, so we didn't even make it to the Donut Plains, the area after the first castle. We would just play through those first, 3 levels over and over again. Didn't really make any progress there. I think for some reason he was telling me he couldn't save or something like that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he just didn't want me to put on a file onto his game or something. I don't know. For some reason we could not save, and maybe his older brother. Now that I think about it, I think I kind of remember that his older brother said that he could not put any save files on it. I don't know why. It was weird. Another funny memory that I have playing this game is the place where I would go to get my haircuts as a child also had a bunch of Super Nintendos hooked up, and with it, Super Mario World. And I guess it's kind of a smart idea when you think about it, because kids tend to squirm a lot and move around a lot when you're getting your haircut. And when you just have your eyes glued to a TV, you're not going to be moving around much. I think this also really worked in their favor, because that's the only place I would go get my haircut. I would insist on going to this one hairdresser that had Super Nintendos so that I could play Super Mario World while I got my haircut. And this poor lady, whoever was stuck cutting my hair as a young child, I apologize. I think I remember them getting mad at me because they would tell me to lean forward, lean back, just to get my hairlines right. And my eyes are just glued to the TV. I did not want to take my eyes off this TV because I loved Super Mario World. Such a great game. The only time where I would ever really take a deep dive into this game, though, more than half an hour at a time, I'm lucky enough to have grandparents that own a cabin, and my cousins left their old Super Nintendo up there at the cabin with all the classics. They had the Super Mario All-Stars, the collection of all 3 games, and then it also had Super Mario World tie-in. That is the greatest collection I can think of by far. And so we would really play the game when we were up at the cabin. That's what I associate the cabin with, is the Super Nintendo. As weird as that sounds, I know you're supposed to be in touch with nature or whatever, but dude, let's just play some Super Mario World up at the cabin. It's awesome. Even Autumn, we were playing through over this weekend, and Autumn's I have so much nostalgia over this music, over this game, and we just kind of turned to her really? When did you grow up playing this game? And she says, no, I think it's from you guys playing it, up at the cabin. And it just kind of, okay. I guess, Autumn's been around in my life for more than half of it, I'd say. So I guess it makes sense that she got nostalgic, but it's just kind of weird hearing her have nostalgia over something that I was a part of. And I guess that this game just instills nostalgia. So eventually down the line, we still didn't have a Super Nintendo, but Nintendo released the collection of those old Mario games onto the Game Boy Advance. It wasn't quite a port, because I believe they up-resed some of the graphics, and then they also added the annoying voice dialogue, when Mario would be lucky, and he would, take away the dialogue. Oh, Birdo's voice they added, and it's you will not get past here. I totally butchered that, but that's like what it sounds like. It's that awful. So my older brother, he got this Game Boy Advance game for Super Mario World. I know they were numbered. I believe this was the first one in the Game Boy Advance series. Don't quote me on that. But us as a family, we were always very possessive of our possessions. Like, I am included in this. I remember writing, anytime I would buy a movie, I think I bought with my own allowance. I bought the Stitch movie, the sequel to Lilo and Stitch, and I have vivid memories of writing my name along the spine of the movie. Like, oh, only I can watch this unless you ask permission to watch this movie. And looking back, it seems so silly now, but we were also that way about our games. Like, I know in most normal families, it's like once one of you has the game, like the game belongs to the family, you all can play it. But we were very like, no, you're not allowed to play this game unless I am in the house and you ask for permission. And so I never really got to play that Super Mario World port to the Game Boy Advance unless like I explicitly asked for permission and like he was there the whole time. It was kind of funny. I actually do remember buying myself the Game Boy Advance game of Super Mario 2, the one where you can like lift up turnips and stuff like that. And I was like, well, I'll just get my own Mario game. But obviously Super Mario World is a superior version. It was much later in life, I think around the Xbox 360 era, that my younger brother and I finally got a Super Nintendo of our own. And I have memories of going to a game store. It's probably no longer around, but we bought a bunch of used Super Nintendo games, and just like along the sides of the games we would write Eric and Austin. Like this was our game. Like I think it was the first thing that really comes to mind that we shared together as a possession. That's when we had already mastered Super Mario World by the time we got this copy because of going up to the cabin and playing the Game Boy Advance version of the game. And so by then we were masters, but we just had an absolute blast. I guess this is turning into more of a casual retrospective instead of a casual review. And the whole reason I'm doing this casual review is we recently just 100% completed the Super Mario World again over the weekend. And this was over the course of just 2 hangouts. If you know what you're doing, and even if you're just like not doing a completionist run, if you're just defeating Bowser, if that's your main goal, you can easily do this in one sitting. But if you want to do the 100% completionist run, 1 or 2 sittings and you're fine if you know exactly what you're doing. But dude, the thing about this game is there's so much to unpack and so much to learn and so much to master. Like even just this most recent playthrough that we did, we found out that you can kill the big boos using the cape. Like I was at the haunted house and I used the cape and I flew up, and then like you do that thing where you like crash into the ground and it does like this. When I did that, I collided with the big boo. Originally I was just trying to like duck underneath him, and it knocked him out and he's just gone. And Austin and I, we just kind of stop and we like stare at each other and we're like, what? And so many moments like that. Like every time I play through this game, I probably play through it at least once a year in some form or fashion, and like you still uncover this stuff. And especially during your first playthrough, there's so many different branching paths and so many levels with like different endings, and it's just I'm so full of nostalgia and obviously biased about this game, but like the look of it, the feel of it, it controls so nice. The music, I love the music. It is so great. The characters are so charming. It's just such a fun world to be in. And every time I play it, I just get this like bursts of childhood energy. It probably sounds crazy to someone who didn't grow up with this game, but that's really what it feels like. And I know that there's this constant battle between Super Mario World and Super Mario 3. Like, which one is the better 2D platformer? And I have so much respect for Super Mario Bros. 3. I think it is a fantastic game, but it doesn't come close to Super Mario World. Are you kidding me? Like, I obviously it's like whatever one you grew up playing, whatever one's your first
Mario game is the one you're gonna think is the best one. So that's probably why I think Super Mario World is the best one. Now, we were playing on the Nintendo Switch Online version. This is the one that comes free, like if you're a subscriber to the Nintendo Switch Online with the Super Nintendo app. And my little brother Austin, he swears that like it feels a lot more slippery, and I'm like, I don't know. I think it's because he's used to playing this version on Super Mario Maker, and I think Super Mario Maker is the version that is a little more off. Like maybe it controls a little more stiff than this one, but it's controlling exactly like how I remember. So let us know in the comments below who's right. Don't tell him if he's right, only if you agree with me, say that I'm right. So we just recently played through this version over the weekend, and it's just such a blast, just taking turns, and we're ribbing on each other for dying, like, oh man, how'd you die to that one? And you know, of course, because this is my little brother we're talking about, we had to like 100% complete it. Now there's I'm not sure if you know this or not, a little bit of Super Mario World trivia for you, but it doesn't, when you go to your save file, it won't say 100%. It's not a percentage, but it's the exits that you have gone through for each level. Let's say that a level has 2 different exits. That number will go up by 2 if you beat each exit. So there's 96 exits, and once you do all of it, then you get a star and a little 96 by your save file. And I could just see, like, right when we did that, you could just see this little burst of dopamine go across his face, because he just is a completionist. Like, that's how he plays games. He just 100% does everything, takes a deep dive, whereas, you know, me, I like to play a different game every week. But, you know, it even then, it didn't take that long doing 100% for this game. I can only imagine what it's going to be like playing our next co-op adventure, but, you know, this one we did in 2 sittings, and it was fine. Now, this game has has these additional harder levels. It's like this star course, and each one is named by like something like really silly in 90s. It's like way cool, and then the next level is tubular and Mondo and stuff like that. It has this cool little feature where if you beat all the star levels, then it like changes the aesthetic of the game afterwards. It makes like the overworld like this pinkish orange hue, and then it like changes what some of the enemy sprites look like the Koopas look like weird Mario heads. I don't know, it's just awesome. I love when games have features like that. I know I'm raving a lot about this game, and there's not a ton I would change, in all honesty. I think what I would change, and I suggested this during my Donkey Kong review as well, but I wish that the Dragon Coins did more than just give you a 1-up. You know, and I was just complaining about 100% completionist runs, but I do kind of wish that the marker would change a different color if you collected like all 5 Dragon Coins. Just a little marker, just a little something extra to shoot for. You know, just kind of make the game a little more challenging if you'd like. But guys, other than that, I can't think of anything I would change about this game. Like, it just feels right. Like, I usually compare a lot of my 2D platforming experiences to this game. Like, the controls right. I think Mario's just the perfect movement in this game, I will say. And I love how with these different multiple branching paths, you can, if you're skilled enough, like, you can bypass a lot without having to go the traditional pathway. And I love that about Mario games when they do that. I'm really not sure like where else to go from here. Like, I'm sure everyone who is listening has played a Mario game before. Just trust me that this is the best 2D Mario game, and please let me know what your experiences are. Obviously, you can let me know if you have a different favorite 2D Mario game. Like, that's fine. Let me know. I'd love to have a conversation about it. I promise I won't argue with you. I may have a polite discourse about it and on why that's your favorite 2D Mario game. I love pretty much all 2D Mario games. I just think this is the best one, that's all. Let me know if you have any questions. If you're stuck on this game or anything like that, like, dude, I'm your player's guide. I will tell you exactly where to go. In fact, I think I actually own the player's guide. I'll have to double check in my closet to make sure, but Obviously, this is a 5 out of 5 game. I think it's just amazing. It's just such a fun experience, especially when you're taking turns with someone. Like, good times. If you can't tell by now, I give this game a 5 out of 5. It is just simply amazing. So let me know what you guys think. Am I accurate in my ravings about this game? I think I am. I think it's just stellar. I think it's even, you know what? I'm gonna do some hot takes here. I think it's even better than Yoshi's Island. Just throwing it out there. Yoshi's Island is a great game. Not as good as this one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Talk to you later. Bye!